your brother died?
Yeah, he died from SIDS 52 years ago. So she's signing, he'd be 52. So she's signing his name under Mason so that the babies are together.
Beautiful.
Okay, all right, thank you so much.
And then make sure your notifications are turned on.
My brother, a baby died.
Really great to see.
Is she going to tell her story?
She wants to.
Okay. We're going to hear your story. Your brother. Thank you for signing his name.
Thanks for letting me. You guys have already interviewed me, I think.
Oh, we interviewed you on Periscope.
Okay.
Have we done that?
No?
No, that's what we need to do.
You didn't talk about your brother, you talked about him.
Yeah,
right?
about Maddox. Maddox was vaccine injured.
She's the nurse that told all. And
Yeah, no, I remember. I don't remember if we did you on
You're Maddox's girlfriend.
Tell us about your brother.
Okay, Joseph Scott Bradshaw was born October 5th, 1964, and he passed away after his 2-month shots on November 30th, 1964. And this is him.
Thank you. He was gorgeous.
This is another picture of him.
I mean, healthy baby.
Healthy baby, and military, so he got his 2-month shots before they came home for Christmas, and then he passed away on the 30th. Had just rolled over, so he was strong and healthy and happy, and then my aunt found him passed away in the morning when she woke up. So, and you know, for years my mom hasn't been able to, you know, talk about anything. You know, back then you were supposed to stay silent and, you know, kind of just cope with the death of your child. And as well as a lot of parents don't know the effects of vaccines, they didn't know that back then either. So through my son being damaged through his 2-month vaccines and having seizures has kind of really opened up the wounds of my brother dying for my mom. So it's kind of come, my family in general have been injured, and I'm a nurse, and so I see it every day, the effects of vaccines. So it's just kind of come full circle in my life, seeing all the damage, including the death of my brother and Maddox, my son, having seizures.
I mean, we've told your story, haven't we, before?
No, we
Can
did.
we tell Maddox story?
No.
Okay, well, we need to do that.
Yeah, we just did my nursing stuff for the Vaxxed movie.
Oh.
You asked me about my nursing stuff, and I don't give vaccines anymore.
All right, so apart from your brother that was killed by vaccines, talk to us about what happened to your son.
So,
Here he is.
say hi. Hi. Give kisses.
Mwah. I got a very special kiss from him once, didn't
Yes. Wasn't Paula your girlfriend?
Mommy, my girlfriend.
I'm your girlfriend?
Mommy,
I? At one point, it was
Yeah,
me.
it was.
All right, so what happened to him?
Maddox was born completely healthy. Didn't really want to get, you know, as a nurse, didn't really know that people could be damaged as much as I've seen after all of this. However, it was due for his 2-month vaccine, so I kind of postponed. I was trying to do as much research as I could, and also going back to work and stop breastfeeding and all these things that I was trying to do in order to just stay stable and alive. And so I took him to get his 2-month vaccines, and temperature right after, cried for days, and then all of a sudden, I would say within weeks, all of a sudden he got torticollis, which is when they say it's in utero that you get it, and for him that was not the case. It was after his 2-month shots, and his neck was stuck to one side. They say it's when your neck muscle is shorter on one side. So he started physical therapy, but we had already had, like I said, fevers, projectile vomiting, brick dust in his urine, which is really just when your kidneys don't function, and nobody knew what that was, so they in and out capped him in the emergency room and couldn't tell me why he was doing that. Bless you. And so torticollis, physical therapy, all while all this is happening too. He, ear infection after ear infection, had 4 double ear infections before 1 year old, had protruding diarrhea it was a month and a week that he had it, and then another month and a week that he had it after his shots. So, where was I at? Torticollis, his physical therapist. I was trying to work. Our nanny was there that was helping me work with Maddox at home, so she went to the physical therapy session for his torticollis, and I walked out and into the hallway because I was working, and it was early in the morning. I was trying to admit a patient, and I come back in, and the physical therapist looked at me and said, "Your son's having seizures," and asked me about it. And I did notice that he would stare off into space. He wouldn't like respond to anything that you said. He was like, "Hey, Maddox," and he wouldn't respond. And so I was just devastated. So for the next 48 hours, I just didn't sleep, and I just stared at him and monitored him. And I went to our doctor, the same doctor that basically said it'd be 1 in a million for him to be injured by a vaccine, and that I should get more vaccines. So we got an EEG, and then after that is when we stopped vaccinating completely. And then I got kicked out of our pediatrician's office because I wouldn't vaccinate anymore. I asked for the inserts, and she threw them at me 4 days before Maddox's.
Why so aggressive throwing them at you? I mean, what suit? I'm sorry, you.
Well, and I'm not scared to say it's Dr. Cheryl Ferguson. I'm not afraid to say that that's her name, because that is somebody who my son was in the care of her, knew that he had seizures, knew that he had diarrhea. I was calling the office every week. Knew that he had brick dust, knew that it was right after his vaccines, and she's on vacation. And then the next person, even the nurses knew that I was reaching out, and, as a nurse, I'm like saying, somebody needs to help me. And they're just telling me to take him to the emergency room, where I, once again, didn't get any answers. So when I asked about the inserts and educate me, they would give me the same American Pediatrics 1-page handout that gives you no information. And I'm like, I want more information. So I started doing my own research and started praying really hard and reaching out, and people started, surfacing that were like-minded or their kids had been injured. And so she literally asked for the inserts, and she came back and she threw them at me, and she said, I will no longer see Maddox, and you're no longer welcome.
Because you're messing up our little bonus.
I am messing up her bonus, and she sent me 2 certified letters explaining that she would no longer see my son because I'm non-compliant.
You're non-compliant, so her list $400. You've cut out $400.
So anyway.
Well, and now he's doing well.
I pray that. I mean, he's speech delayed, but as far as his health now that we are on a more holistic route, he's had no more shots and not get any more shots. His eczema cleared up.
He's a cutie.
Isn't he?
Right, now what's going on with your dad's leg?
Okay, so this was Maddox.
There's your boy.
Yeah, getting his EEG after his seizures. And then this is, of course, I'm an ER nurse, or by trade, and critical care nurse. And so before I knew all of this could happen, I made my family, or told my family, to get the DTaP so that they could hold Maddox after he was born. And this is what happened to my dad. He got
oh my gosh, what is that?
It's vasculitis. So basically,
which vaccine? DTaP.
Which the adult, I believe, is, I want to say it's the Adacel. Adacel is the adult DTaP. So he had to get that, because Pentacil, I think, is children. So
wow.
Yeah, and basically it's Wagner's vasculitis, which is life-threatening, and they try to put him on basically a.
Have you got a copy of one of these photos for the bus?
Sure, you can have these.
I don't want to take your pictures.
Honey, I can print them back off. You're fine.
Are you sure?
Yes.
We need just one to go up by.
Yes, that'd be perfect.
To be honest, that's going to be better.
Okay.
Because I want it to go above Mason.
Yeah. And then he's below Mason outside.
I don't want to cut your parents.
No, it's my aunt and uncle. You can cut.
You
She had
Hold on a
toxemia.
sec. Keep talking to them.
So she didn't want her picture.
Do you know where the scissors are?
So basically, she couldn't come today either, just because it's so emotionally, basically bringing up a lot of pain. So I'm kind of the vessel for her to. The vessel for her to
With the voice.
And I had an aha moment after I was talking to Marcella this morning on the phone, and I thought I was just going to come and sign his name and I'd be fine and, you know, see all my friends. And then I just had a moment where I was like, wow, for the first time in 52 years, my brother has a place. You know, he's kind of been non-talked about and kind of shoved in a closet, in a box somewhere, where no one really talks about him. And so finally, I feel like he has a voice, and he's with other people, our loved ones. So
Yeah, he does have a place.
There's a bunch.
He's a
over
place
here.
in our heart
yes,
There's a bunch over here.
for the rest of his life. Right. Okay, now let's put this up. Up here with Mason.
yay, Mason.
Mason and Danny and Sean. First thing I do in the morning is check to see if any of them need any more tape.
You're so cute. Thanks.
I'm just going to make sure I spell his name.
Joseph Scott.
J-O-S. Yeah, just so we can. Everyone will remember him. All the Periscope people will remember him forever.
I think too, and just like praying for my mom and healing, and
It's painful.
so painful. She can't even come today. She's like sick. So I know Carrie kind of wanted to meet her and give her hugs. Well, everybody did. Marcella, she knows Marcella. But
Sometimes I just make sure they've all got. And then I'm going. I guess I'm like, right. But he's got 3 hearts. He's got 3 hearts. Are you all enough hearts? See, everyone's like the
but
same.
three's lucky. I don't know why I used three.
So I've given Sean 5. So I'm gonna have to catch everyone else up later. All right.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you for all your
More stories coming, guys. It's a busy day.
I know.
Oh,
Bless you.
Do you feel that's my fence?
I think the friends are gone, baby. Here, let me